As a motoring journalist, I test new cars almost every day. And of late, what I have observed is that all the car makers have started making some really good cars. And on a day-to-day basis, you don't get to come across cars which bring genuine excitement to the motoring world. Except the Hyundai IONIQ 5, which is refreshing and exciting every which way you look at it. Here are the 10 amazing things about this car which make it truly exciting. Now the number one thing about this car which is extremely exciting is the way it looks. Just have a look at this car. In my personal books, this car is going to go down in history as one of the legendary designs, and it looks amazing and like nothing you have seen on the road, whichever angle you look at it from. And right from the front, it has this very beautiful neo-retro kind of a style where you have these LED DRLs doubled up as indicators in a pixel design. You have this very beautiful V-shaped pinstriped vertical position lights which make it look stunning in the night, and overall the clamshell bonnet also makes it look stunning. Now this car takes its inspiration from the Pony, which was the first mass market product from Hyundai, and obviously with some new modern bits, a bigger size and a more aero design, this car looks absolutely stunning. From the side as well, these 20-inch aero wheels, this big greenhouse area, the shark fin antenna, panoramic sunroof, and some really bold cuts and creases lend this car a really amazing look. And the flush fitting door handles add a dash of flamboyance as well. The pixel theme is carried over at the rear as well, where this car somewhat reminds you of the DeLorean and makes it very charming. Just look at this grid of pixels, and right here the reversing light is very neatly hidden. A different cluster lights up when you apply the brakes, or you turn the indicators on, or you're just simply driving. And to jazz it up a little bit, you have this very beautifully designed high mount stop lamp as well. Overall, this car is going to really charm you, and a dash of sportiness is added by this really sporty spoiler. And trust me, when you take this car on the road, heads turn and everybody looks at this car in admiration. Not just that, this is very functional as well. With the longest wheelbase in its class, it also has a very spacious cabin. The design is as functional as it's funky, and these active air flaps do a fantastic job of cooling the batteries and motor when it's hot, and they shut down for better aerodynamic ability when the batteries are running cool to enhance the car's range. The second standout feature of the Hyundai IONIQ 5 is its amazing interior, and if you like the exterior, you are going to get absolutely bamboozled by its unique, extraordinary interior. Come have a look. Hyundai wanted to make this car more like your living room than a car's cabin, and it's very evident in the way it's designed. It actually looks like your living room. The seats are extremely comfortable. These seats are 12-way adjustable. They have a 2-way memory function, and both the front seats have an electric function. They also come with this amazing zero gravity function which is inspired by NASA's space shuttle, and these seats have to be one of the most comfortable you'll find anywhere, especially with this calf support. The dashboard has been pushed forward and you get a very spacious, very airy feel, and the color scheme is also very Scandinavian, very Nordic, unlike anything else that you have seen anywhere else. The seats, apart from being adjustable for fore and aft function and recline, have a very nice headrest as well, and it's 3-step adjustable horizontally as well. You get this big wide armrest, and the driver can also control the rear 2 seats, which by the way can be reclined and can be moved fore and aft and are very nice and wide as well. The front 2 seats are ventilated and warmed, while the rear seats are warmed as well. You get a 2-zone climate control, and since there is no transmission tunnel, you have acres and acres of space to move your legs, both for the driver and the passenger. The driver gets a dead pedal, and this whole central panel can be moved fore and aft if you just wanted to move across the car. And just to top all of that comfort with some dynamism and elegance, this car also comes with this beautiful static sunroof which opens from the middle and gives it a very dynamic look. The entry and exit for the car is also optimized. The doors open wide, you have tons and tons of headroom, and the story just doesn't end up front. You have some amazing things to observe at the back as well. Just like the front, the entry to the rear seat also is very comfortable. You get ample knee room, leg room, headroom, and a very wide second row of seats where you can actually seat 3 people. The headrests are all adjustable. You get an armrest with 2 cup holders, and as I mentioned, you can recline this seat by so much, and these seats are actually electric and can be moved fore and aft like so. You also get these blinds for a sunny day like we are facing today. Even more amazing is all the seats, all the 4 seats can be electronically controlled from the 12.3-inch touchscreen on the dashboard. Now this is a very comfortable big car you would want to travel with your family, and this car comes with a generous 527 liters of boot space, and if even that was not enough for you, there is an additional 57 liters of trunk under the bonnet. The third absolute standout feature of the Hyundai IONIQ 5 is its amazing battery capacity and long range. This car comes equipped with a 72.6 kilowatt-hour battery, which is the largest for its price class. No other car will give you such a big battery for this price, and obviously it translates into a very long range. In fact, this car can go 631 kilometers to one full charge if you go by the ARAI numbers. However, in the real world also, you can drive this car for up to 480 kilometers, which means that you can travel intercity for multiple days without having to worry about charging your car again. And that in today's world is absolutely amazing because the fuel prices have gone up, and with such a long range battery, you really can use this car for whatever you want. The fourth standout feature of the Hyundai IONIQ 5 is something that we Indians thankfully are paying a lot of attention to these days, and that's safety. This car is a Euro NCAP 5-star rated car, which means that it has scored very highly for all the parameters, including occupant safety, pedestrian safety, child safety, as well as for active safety, which is ADAS features. And not just that, this is also the IIHS top safety pick for the year 2022, which makes this car extremely safe to drive. The battery has been tested for extreme temperatures, the skeleton is very rigid, and it's been designed to dissipate the energy away from the occupants and the battery. So while you're driving the IONIQ 5, you can be completely sure that you're driving one of the safest cars ever made. Another important bit about the IONIQ 5's safety features is that it comes with 7 airbags, and the 7th airbag is to be deployed somewhere here so that the front 2 passengers don't collide amongst themselves in case of a collision. Another very important aspect of safety, which a lot of people don't often talk about, is the active safety features which prevent the car from getting into a collision in the first place. And the Hyundai IONIQ 5 comes loaded with all the active safety features you can think of. This comes with level 2 autonomous driving functions, or ADAS as we commonly refer it to, and the level 2 ADAS is loaded with all the features you can think of. So be it the lane keep assist, or be it the smart cruise control with stop and go, be it the blind spot monitoring system, the 360-degree surround view monitor, or you might want to name anything that you can think of. This car has the top of the line active safety features in India right now, and the list of all of these features is provided on the screen in front of you. Now, I have already told you about the comfortable seats and the big boot space and the trunk of the IONIQ 5, but the other cubby holes on the car are also very intelligently appointed, and it's got enough and more storage spaces for all your family members, irrespective of what they want to carry with them. Now, for example, up front you have this big water bottle holder with some space to spare, and 2 of them. You have this big cubby hole here, 2 more cup holders right here, and this big space right here which can actually accommodate a bag. And even if that was not enough, you have this space under the armrest. The glove box also is very uniquely styled and is very spacious too. Apart from that, there is some space here as well to put your bag or something else that you would probably want to put. All in all, the space up front is more than sufficient, but that's not all. You have even more space at the back. Now just like the front, you have a big bottle holder along with some space to spare, and you have this big cubby hole right here, two magazine holders, two cup holders, and that's more than enough space for you to carry your bottles or other knickknacks at the back. All in all, this car has enough and more space for all the articles that you might want to carry along. Now the seventh standout feature of the Hyundai IONIQ 5 is its connected tech. And just look at these two 12.3-inch high-res screens, one of which is a touchscreen. And just like all the other Hyundai cars, this car also boasts of class-leading connected car technologies, which are powered by Hyundai's fabled Blue Link tech. Now apart from that, this car also comes with a very rich sounding 8-speaker Bose premium sound system. This comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay connectable wirelessly. You can also command this car while sitting in the comfort of your home using Alexa Home to Car or Google Voice commands. In addition to all of that, this car also comes with ambient lighting, which can be configured according to your taste or mood, and it also comes with the ambient sounds of nature feature. Now the eighth but very important standout feature of the Hyundai IONIQ 5 is its capability to charge very fast. In fact, it's one of the very few rarest of the rare cars which can charge on a 350 kilowatt fast charger. And using a 350 kilowatt fast charger, this car can charge from 10 to 80% in only 18 minutes, which means that while you have a cup of coffee, you are ready to go for another 400 kilometers. Not just that, if you charge it only for 5 minutes on a fast charger, you will be good to go for another 100 kilometers, which means that no matter how long a distance you want to travel, you won't really have to take long breaks, and this car can really keep on logging miles without you having to wait at all. Even on a 50 kilowatt charger, this car can charge from 10 to 80% only in 1 hour. So effectively, while you're having your lunch, you can have it completely replenished. Not just that, this car can also be used to charge your accessories or other electric equipment using this bi-directional port, which again is unique. So you can charge your accessories or other electric equipment up to 3.6 kilowatts using this socket or another socket that you have inside right under the back seat. So you have this 16 ampere 250 volt socket here, and you can use this to power your electric equipment, which effectively means that you can use the IONIQ 5 as your office and work on the go as well. The ninth standout feature of the Hyundai IONIQ 5, which is personally very close to my heart, is its sustainability. Now, to say a car is sustainable is one thing, and to go above and beyond to ensure that it really is made with sustainable materials is something totally different, and Hyundai really have gone above and beyond to make sure that this car is really sustainable. So much so that materials like this material on the IP or the arm pad there are made from sugarcane waste. Some materials like this headliner and the mats are made from recycled plastic. Hyundai have also used bio oils to process the leather. All in all, a lot of materials that you see here have been used using sustainable methods and sustainable sources. Apart from that, Hyundai have also associated with Healthy Seas organization in order to make sure that the irresponsibly disposed fishing nets are retrieved, plastic bottles from the oceans are retrieved, and then they are recycled to create a new kind of material called EcoNyl, to create a unique nylon, and then that would be used in all the future cars of Hyundai. So in that sense, this car is really responsible, really sustainable, and that really makes it worth it. Last but not the least, the Hyundai IONIQ 5 is as fun to drive as it's practical. Now this car comes loaded with 214 HP of peak power and a peak torque of 350 Newton meters, which obviously is available from 0 RPM right from the word go, and all that firepower is capable of propelling this car from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in only 7.4 seconds. The top speed is electronically limited to 185 kilometers per hour, and this car can be a hoot to drive when you're in the mood, particularly because this is a rear wheel drive, and if you're in the mood to slide it around, it is not going to disappoint. And in case you want to change the modes, you also get a sport mode, So you can choose from eco, normal and sport modes as well. It's a very fast car, very quick car, and the long wheelbase also gives it the much needed stability when you are going at high speeds. Apart from that, the front suspension is a McPherson strut, and at the rear you have a 5-link suspension, which means that it is as comfortable as it is stable and fun to drive. So all in all, a wholesome package for your family, which is extremely comfortable and can be a fun machine to drive when you are in the mood to.